Well, welcome to Prince Rupert, British Columbia, everybody. Just woke up. It's about, 8 o'clock in the morning. You can see there's some snow dusted on the mountains around here, but beautiful views of the Inside Passage. And if I look, I guess directly north is where we're looking right now. So this is looking directly towards Alaska. So I'm going to go head down to Cow Bay, which is on the waterfront here in Prince Rupert and is generally the tourist hotspot. Here is my hotel, the Highliner Plaza. Used to be a Howard Johnson, I guess, so now it's no longer, but also used to be the Greyhound station, but that too has shut down since, so the economy here is definitely suffering. This hotel was once, I guess, one of the nicest in town, and now it's probably one of the worst. I only chose it because it was a tower and I thought I was going to get a nice view, and I did, kind of. The balcony was brutal. Anyway, I am now heading into the heart of Prince Rupert. The roads are melting like crazy, so my boots have a couple holes in them evidently. I'm getting my feet a bit wet, but it is what it is. Beautiful coastline here. It reminds me a ton of Alaska. And again, we're only about 50 kilometers or so from Alaska proper at this point. So this is pretty much a border town in Canada. There is even a terminal of the Alaska Marine Highway system here in Prince Rupert, so pretty interesting. But it's not running right now due to COVID, but usually it stops here in Prince Rupert and then moves onward up to Ketchikan, which is about 65, maybe 75 kilometers away. Not too sure exactly, but pretty close. So I'm walking right through the heart of downtown Prince Rupert now. See, this is the main street. It's pretty quaint. I mean, there's a lot of old, 50, 60-year-old buildings here at least. This is the Museum of Northern British Columbia, and it's housed inside this traditional log house. It is closed though due to COVID. I would have loved to visit, but unfortunately it's gonna have to wait for another trip.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. As the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within.
So yeah, Prince Rupert is roughly 1,600 kilometers from my home. So I'm actually closer to Denver from where I live than I am to here, which is pretty interesting. And looking down towards the waterfront there, you can see it's quite bustling down there in the distance. I believe that's Cow Bay where I'm headed next. So entering the waterfront district of Cow Bay now. There's a reason it's touristy, because it is probably the most pleasant part of the city. Going to go track down the Cowpuccinos now to get myself a morning latte.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond dawn.
So I'm right in the heart of beautiful Cow Bay in Prince Rupert. So many cool little pubs around here, restaurants. A lot of it's shut down though, unfortunately. I'm kicking myself though, because I really, really wanted to stay at this place right here, the Eagle Bluff Bed and Breakfast. Unfortunately, it was sold out yesterday. Check this place out. It was only $100, $120 a night or something like that. Same price as the tower that I stayed in, but heaps more comfort according to reviews. All right, I made it here to Cowpuccino's. I'm gonna go head inside and grab myself a afternoon latte to warm up. It's cooling down just a little bit at this point. Cute little cafe. All right, only outdoor seating available right now, so enjoying a flat white here at Cowpuccino's in Cow Bay. Pretty good. Definitely recommended. Cute little place. It was about $5.50 or so for the flat white, so pretty standard pricing. So Cowpuccino's Cafe is located right on this little inlet from the coast. It's kind of built on stilts right on the water. Really cool. And right across the water is Dolly's Seafood, where I'm going to be heading for lunch. I'm getting pretty hungry at this point, and it's definitely cooling down. Gift gallery there. Looks like it's open. One of the only businesses that's actually open right now. It's a pretty amazing mural of this humpback whale tail. Whew, it's getting really chilly out. It's almost like an industrial part of Cow Bay, much less touristy in this area. A lot of industrial equipment. Yeah, pretty impressive murals down here in Prince Rupert. Again, it has that Kodiak, Alaska vibe to it. Very similar city. Looks the same. All right, so this is Dolly's Fish Market, fish and chips. I'm gonna see if I can get some local halibut here. The specialty here in Prince Rupert is the halibut. Seems pretty reasonable. Entree is about 15 to 25 bucks. They offer dine-in, so that's good. Anyway, nice to warm up. It's getting pretty cold out there. So I'm trying the Foggy Harbor Northeast IPA from the local Wheelhouse Brewing Company here in Prince Rupert. Lots of body, slightly bitter, definitely fruity aromas. It's really good. Here is the halibut burger. So as you can see, they actually coat the halibut with a kind of a graham cracker crust. It's going to be a little bit unique. And French fries on the side, so it looks really good. That's good. That's no McDonald's filet of fish, folks. Heading to downtown Prince Rupert once again now, leaving Cow Bay. Definitely enjoyed my time here. It's really small. It's not necessarily packed with sights, but the murals, the waterfront, very beautiful place. Great seafood. Got about 45 minutes before the bus leaves downtown Prince Rupert and heads down to the port. Ferry doesn't leave for about 4 hours and 15 minutes. So I'm gonna try to get there early though, because I want to settle into my cabin and get unpacked and everything else. So I really did enjoy my time here in Prince Rupert. I'd like to come back in the summertime for sure. It's definitely a very small place, so it's easy to actually sightsee in a very short amount of time. And the snow is beginning to come down, as you can see. Beautiful day though. This seems to be kind of the equivalent of a city square, this small park. And it looks like this is a World War I memorial. So this is actually the Prince Rupert Courthouse, local provincial courthouse. You can see the coat of arms of British Columbia there in the center. I've seen pretty much all the major sites here in Prince Rupert. But yeah, definitely a nice place. I mean, even in winter, there's enough to see and do that I don't feel like I wasted any time here or anything like that. I had the perfect amount of time. There's even a totem pole I just noticed just now, right over here. Again, these totem poles basically tell the story of a family's lineage, from my understanding. So each one of these characters basically has a symbolic meaning. When you put them all together, it tells a story. Another First Nations artwork down here in the center of Prince Rupert. All right, without much ado, I found the bus stop. It's exactly where I thought it was. Although they say it's 7th Avenue, and I don't see any evidence of 7th Avenue. This is 3rd, so I'm not sure what that means. But number 55 to Fairview Bay is where we're headed right now. Bus should leave in about 5 minutes to get down to the port of Prince Rupert. All right, made it on board the bus. So it was a pretty close call, but I was able to get here onto the bus, the only bus today, down to the BC Ferries terminal. So I'm going to be about 3 hours early, but that's okay. I'm going to get down there and hopefully have some time to settle into my cabin once I'm down there. Again, it's a 17.5-hour trip from here down to Vancouver Island, the north tip of Vancouver Island. So overnight, I booked myself a cabin, and it should be a nice voyage through the Inside Passage.
So this is the Prince Rupert terminal of the Alaska Marine Highway System, which unfortunately is not in operation right now, or else I'd be on the first boat out here. But with the US border closed due to COVID, there is no way to visit Alaska right now unless you have an essential reason. Pretty impressive totem pole. Just an enchanting setting, really. You can see my boat right over there, getting ready to head down to Vancouver Island. There is the port of Prince Rupert, so you can see the massive number of container ships docked there, and all those containers destined for Asia. So I'm gonna go walk down straight ahead here towards the BC Ferries terminal, which is right at the end of the road, and check in for my ferry ride to Vancouver Island. Glad I booked the cabin. It was an extra $120 for the cabin, but with a journey of this length, I just didn't want to be without a place to sleep tonight. I'm all checked in for Port Hardy inside the waiting area here at the BC Ferries terminal. So I got about a 90-minute wait here before the ferry boards. It's gonna be a long trip, but at least I got the cabin to relax. I guess they have TVs in the cabin too, so that's nice. So given the gates that are all around this complex right now, this is pretty much the closest view that I can offer you of the ferry. Interesting totem pole here at the edge of the ferry terminal. Again, very unique to this part of British Columbia, the First Nations cultures of the area. Very cool. So the sun is rapidly setting at this point. I'm not going to see many sights until we get around the Bella Bella area tomorrow morning at about 7:30 a.m. But that stretch from Bella Bella down to Port Hardy should be incredible. So I can't wait to see some of the most beautiful mountains and fjords of the British Columbia coast tomorrow. This is pretty much like an Alaska cruise, but no free food. I've never been to the north part of Vancouver Island, so it'll be new to me, and I can't wait to see it. It was definitely too short of a trip here, so I'm gonna try to slow things down a bit once I get to Vancouver Island. So it's definitely getting dark at this point in Prince Rupert, and you can see the snow is not relenting. I still have about 30 minutes before we board the ferry to Port Hardy. It's 445 kilometers. So evidently Seattle's best isn't saying much. And it's not terrible for $2.